What's up, guys? Welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick. Alright, so we're going to dive back into the barrel-aged pumpkin beers, and I feel pretty good about this one. Probably the reason I'm saying that is because I've had it before and it was actually quite delicious. I've had it on draft before, and I've actually had it, I think, 1 or 2 years ago in the bottle as well. But this is also a fresh bottle, just came out, and I am really excited to get into it. So this one is from Heady, which is also Clipper City Brewing out of Baltimore, Maryland. And yeah, it's a 10% barrel-aged Imperial Pumpkin Ale, basically. That's as simple as it gets. Right on the bottle, it says an Imperial Ale brewed with pumpkin and spices, aged in bourbon barrels. So there you have it. It doesn't get much more clear-cut than that. And I like it because they actually have a non-barrel-aged version that is awesome as well, and that one comes in at 8%. Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers it, guys. Let's get into this. So one thing I forgot to mention while I was actually opening the beer was I've actually met Hugh Sisson, who is the owner of Clipper City Heady at a bar in Providence here, and that guy is awesome. I mean, he's smart, he knows beer really, really well. He knows how to barrel-age beer, and he's a very smart businessman, and I have a lot of respect for him, and he's a really fun guy to hang out with, and we got pretty drunk together. I think he was drunk, I was definitely drunk, but yeah, either way. And the guy knows how to do cask beer. They have some, I think, pretty much the largest cask collection in the country right now. And even some really, really old wooden casks, which you don't see often anywhere. So anyways, that's a little aside that I thought you guys might enjoy. Alright, so on to the beer now. Let's see, I poured it out pretty aggressively, and not a crazy head to be expected. It's a barrel-aged beer, of course. A nice little ring though of some smaller bubbles, off-white head type deal. The beer itself, crystal clear. Absolutely crystal clear. It's like a dark orange. Again, it looks like a pumpkin beer. Looks like it matches the name. Some nice kind of slow carbonation coming up from the bottom of the glass. Definitely well carbonated, nothing crazy. Guys, as soon as I was pouring it, I could already smell this beer, and it smelled amazing. So let's get into the aroma on it right now. Oh man, that's so good. It's so fucking good. Wow. Huge, huge, huge vanilla. Oh my goodness, such huge vanilla notes. Oak, bourbon. I have to admit, the pumpkin spices are kind of they're pushed down because of all the other amazing barrel-aged aromas you're getting from this, but man, it still smells like a absolutely incredible bourbon barrel-aged beer. Pumpkin spices are subtle, but they're there. I mean, you can smell like fresh cut pumpkin almost in this. As far as the spices, it's definitely not overly spiced. Like I said, a lot of that's kind of being pushed down from all the bourbon, vanilla, oak kind of aromas I'm getting. But you can tell it's a barrel-aged pumpkin beer, when we put it that way. Alright guys, well, enough talking. I'm dying to get into this. Let's check it out. Cheers. Wow. Wow. That's absolutely delicious. I'm not even bullshitting. This is incredible. Tons of vanilla, tons of caramel, toffee, the oak, like the actual wood type oak flavor. Wow, it's kind of leaving me speechless a little bit. It's absolutely perfect. I can't believe how good this is. It's got a touch of sweetness to it. It's got like a medium, kind of almost a creamy mouthfeel to this. which I really like, especially in barrel-aged beers. You just never think of a pumpkin beer being able to be barrel-aged and still have it keep its originality, its actual pumpkin flavor. And this one really does do that. It holds a lot of what you'd expect in a typical imperial pumpkin ale, or a pumpkin ale like Dogfish Head Pumpkin or something like that. But then it just goes to like the craziest degree level with the barrel aging. I've never had a bourbon barrel aged beer any beer that I can think of with so much freaking vanilla and oak in it. Never mind just like, a barrel aged pumpkin beer, but like I said earlier, Heavy Seas, the guy knows how to do barrel aged beers. Whoever's working there for him definitely knows what they're doing with barrel aging, because there are other beers like the barley wine that they age in Cabernet barrels and bourbon barrels separately. Like, those are some of my favorites. They just know how to do quality barrel aging. I love the carbonation in this beer. They kept it like a spritzy kind of beer for a barrel aged beer, and having like a medium mouthfeel to it is like an ultimate combination, because then it doesn't feel too watery. It doesn't feel too heavy either. It just is perfect. The one downside about this beer is that you do lose a lot of the pumpkin spices that you expect. They're really only there in the back end. Like, as you swallow, they kind of come out. But, the barrel does kind of overpower that, just like in the aroma for me. That's not a problem. But if you're expecting more of just a heavy, pumpkin all the way, spiced, flavored kind of beer, this one may not be for you. You also definitely have to like barrel-aged flavors, because this one has picked up a lot of the barrel. But the incredible thing about it, and I could go on forever, is that 10%, I don't taste the alcohol whatsoever. I don't smell the alcohol whatsoever. You just smell vanilla, oak, caramel, toffee, pumpkin, like pumpkin flesh, kind of really delicious. Honestly, the only way you're even aware of the alcohol is after you swallow. You get like a little bit of warming in your chest, but it's a nice warming. I think this is phenomenal stuff, and I'm just going to sip on it for a minute, and I'll come right back with my rating for you guys. Thanks. Alright guys, so to wrap up with the Heavy Seas, the Greater Pumpkin, in one word, delicious. As I've already gone over in the review, it is absolutely, it's perfect. For a pumpkin beer, it's incredible. For a barrel-aged pumpkin beer, it's like out of this world. It's absolutely perfect. You must go get this if you can. Trade for it. I can't believe it's not like higher rated. And I've always felt that way about the barrel-aged beers from Heavy Seas. I always felt they were very underrated, but even though I've had this before, I don't remember it being this mind-blowingly good. So I would get this year's vintage for sure. And maybe I'll grab a couple bottles and do a vertical next year. That'd be pretty cool. See how it ages over the course of a year. For the Bomber, it's like $8.99, guys. I mean, it's just awesome for a barrel-aged beer, and it's quality stuff. So highly recommend this one. Ratings, Beer Advocate actually has an 87 for this one, which, now that I've had the fresh one, I just can't imagine that people won't be rating it higher now. Maybe the past versions weren't as good, but they really nailed this one. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go like 96 on this one. I could even go higher, honestly, because it's basically perfect for what it is, for the style. I mean, there's nothing about this beer that I would improve. And the more it's warming up too, I'm getting a lot more of the spices now. I'm getting like the cinnamon, some nutmeg. I'm getting brown sugared for sure, and it's actually getting even better as it warms, which is crazy. You're just pulling so much out of this right now. One more thing I want to mention, guys, as this warms, you're actually getting the bourbon taste now, which is absolutely perfect because it's super subtle. You know, before I said the vanilla and the oak and all that, which is what you expect, but you actually get the bourbon flavor now coming from the barrel, which just it accentuates everything else going on in this beer and just ties it all together, being called a bourbon barrel-aged pumpkin beer. Absolutely incredible stuff. I can't believe this beer. You gotta get it. That's my highest recommendation right there. So let me know if you've had this year's version, or any of these barrel-aged beers from them in general, and let me know what you think. If you haven't had this, go get it. So yeah, guys, with that, I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this bomber myself, and damn right I should. So remember, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next beer review, guys. Thank you.